Well, hello everyone. It's like you talk to you about it's like what you call it, it's like graduation. You say honor, say or it is graduation honor. Is it know about with me? Is it talking about it's like you're celebrating is like knowing about that it's been almost as of tomorrow will be 10 years since I graduated of course from Rockbridge High School it is. But basically is that you got right here you got right here is a coat that, of course, I've had of course ever since your graduation wore it, even in the senior class picture and all that stuff, and then of course you wore it during the high school years. Of course, it's been washed at least once or twice, since I had it, of course. But I got the coat right here, and then of course is knowing about it's like the things that we learn whenever we're in school. It is talking about right here is like be safe with education. It is and knowing about between reading, writing, and speech. And a lot of people probably think about is like these typical things that you learn whenever you're in school. It is, but I would probably think about that. Yeah, if you were to read and then if you were to write, it is, and just knowing about the hey, if you were to read and write, and then of course that the one part, the thing that I like, of course, about is like for speaking my own words, it is. But other than that, is like if you were to think about, is like with the graduation, is like knowing about with me that it's been about at least it's like it's been as of tomorrow it will be 10 years of course since I graduated of course from the senior class of 2004 it was just knowing about what the cap right here they put the cap on and of course it's like a but at my graduation of course I don't remember them telling you move it to from the left to the right it is but of course go ahead and try that it's like everything else still works and of course they give you the option to where that you can actually order a frame for the tassel it was where you can wear the tassel and then I know that I can remember on my graduation that of course I wore the cap kind of like this but then it's like one of the teachers that straightened it out is knowing about that with the cap a lot of times it would go on like this right here it's like kind of like this to where that the cap would be it's like on a rectangular shape right here you got right there is the cap, and then of course, from how I looked like whenever I received my diploma was. But I'm going to keep the cap on. It's like knowing about what you call is like the kind of feel of the honor as knowing about the day of June the 5th of 2004 it was back 10 years ago it was is knowing about what's like with me about this like to talk about his receive his diploma is knowing about with most of us I probably think about go ahead right here you got the medal right here go ahead and put my medal on. It's like that they were to go ahead and try to see here that the way that they put it on. Of course, it's like it kind of looks like it comes apart like this right here, and then they would say put it around your neck like that. But other than that, knowing about how else did they get it on there, it's like knowing about like an take your cap off so that I can get the medal on you. But anyway, you got that right here is the medal, and then of course the medal would say it's like a Rockbridge High School, and then of course it's like a it shows the year from whenever the school opened up. But then of course that with most of us trying to keep it on, of course. See here. Anyway, like, what are you gonna expect, for a 10-year-old medal? But anyway, you see right here is with the diploma. What a lot of people probably think about is like with the diploma that you can maybe think about like you maybe have it on the memory stick. Everything from your graduation, of course, you would maybe like to have it like on the stick, memory stick, kind of like this, where you can put it into a device to have access to it at any time. But just knowing about is like if you were to go to school for about 12 years, it is and just knowing about you hold your diploma up like this right here hold it up like this and just knowing about that really not really right down on your shirt but just knowing about the fact about if you were to hold the diploma up like this and just knowing about that yeah that this what you call is like what you call is for your education it's like for what you call the part of from your schooling it's like you got right here is my name and of course the school from where I graduated from but then a lot of people probably think about that, of course, that with the diploma, that they may change the designs on them later on, or the day, if it was lost or stolen, whatever it is, got damaged or whatever, that more likely that they would have stuff online to where that they would have it to where you can order the new ones it is. But on the other hand too, that I kept a lot of that stuff, for my graduation, of course, protected it was. But then of course it's like we say it was like, I still got the student class ring, but on your hand too, to knowing about is like, yeah, that if you were to say what the diploma it is, as you think about this right here, is for the diploma it is look at it as like what you call a book. It's like talking about you, and then about of course knowing about it's like what your education is like after you graduate is just to know that yeah that from where I'm at now to knowing about that really how easy was it really to be able to get a good picture of yourself. It's like knowing with me, it's like for the student class picture it's like for I say the senior picture it is, and just knowing about that, yeah, I never could I didn't get one done at the school, and I don't know exactly why. I'm assuming that more likely it was due to the fact because it maybe ran out of time or money, whatever it is, but they never told me, of course, that they were doing the pictures. But on the other hand, too, that knowing about with me, though, is like the things that I can actually do. It's like knowing about since I got a computer now, and just knowing about that, yeah, the things that you learned whenever you were in school. I'm like, did you even know, of course, maybe what YouTube, or did you even know what Facebook was or anything like that? Just knowing about that, yeah, that I can maybe keep this in mind right here with my diploma right here is a know is like just like what you say is a birth certificate. A birth certificate is knowing about is like how bright and educated you are, and just knowing about that. Yeah, it's like to where the medal as a no is like if it's between what you call it's like you're getting another degree, or maybe what you call is like get married and maybe starting a family of your own, whichever it is. And just to know is like for honor is knowing about from graduation from where I'm at now to where I was back then. Of course, it's like one of them, of course, was a driver's license. It is driver's license. I would probably say that was one of the other majors I was working on next, and then of course now more likely I could probably think about that. Yeah, that now my next goal more likely would probably be is like for where my career takes me is knowing about that. Yeah, I'm sure that anybody who's watching this video would probably think about is like that. Yeah, that knowing about it's like to enjoy. It's like knowing about at least as long as you learn something, huh? Not really the fact about as you learned. It's like I can. Well, it's like I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate. I got a beer with me, or like, and what I could do, like I'm just a Nova Cuckoo graduate. But other than that, is talking about is like hopefully say as so far as for the graduation honor and stuff like so. You all have safe now. Do safe now. It's like you have a safe night knowing about this, like to celebrate with the graduate. Other than that, is talking about is like for graduation honor.